Chris, we are in the middle of the 100 deadliest days on Maine's roads, the period that starts Memorial Day and runs through the summer.
Why is it the deadliest? Because teenagers are out of school for the summer and more tourists are visiting. That means there are more cars on the road and a tacit trust that all of those drivers will be safe.
Chris Costa begins our newscast tonight. Chris, the month of May alone was particularly deadly in Maine.
Pat and Amanda, it certainly was. In May alone, 18 people were killed in car crashes. That number is up from 14 last year in May and 7 in May of 2019. Most recently, 3 people died in a crash in Brunswick, as well as 3 people in a head-on collision in Lewiston. Police say speed was a factor in both of these crashes. Now take a look at this video. It's from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and AAA. Any idea how fast that car was going? The answer may surprise you. Research from AAA shows you do not have to be driving highway speeds like 60, 70, or 80 miles an hour to get seriously hurt. A lot of us are guilty of driving a little too fast, even when all the signs tell us to slow down.
They don't seem to recognize that when they do that, when they speed like that they are truly risking their lives.
Maine State Police Trooper Sergeant Dan Hansen makes it his personal mission, stopping drivers who break the law and put others at risk.
Every 5 miles an hour you do over, you're just increasing the odds. It's like a lottery that you don't want to enter yourself into.
229, go ahead.
We just had a crash right there where a high-speed vehicle actually launched out into the woods. Speed out here is a big issue. You got to keep in mind, people live on this road, kids get on the bus on this road, and with this fog that we have here and the rain, reduces visibility, right?
According to Maine's Bureau of Highway Safety, 49 people died in speeding-related car crashes in 2019. 47 died in 2020.
They say that one of the hardest things they have to do is go knock on the door of a family member to let them know that somebody's died in a crash.
Knocking on somebody's door to tell them that their loved one is gone is the worst part of our job. It is. I remember them all. I remember the reactions. It's not good. And it's not necessary.
And the number of people who were seriously hurt went up. 27 in 2019, 34 in 2020. And those injuries don't only happen at highway speeds. This speeding experiment comes from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and AAA. They sent cars flying into a solid object, not at 70 or 80 miles per hour, but at slower speeds, like 40, 50, and 56 miles per hour. They found that the trauma to people and damage to cars rose exponentially even when speed increased mildly.
The increase in speed reduces that effectiveness of the occupant protection systems that are built into these vehicles.
So whatever your vehicle experiences, your body's going to experience.
Hansen says driving faster than 45 miles per hour significantly increases your chances of dying in a crash. According to the Maine DOT, almost 40% of the roads in our state have a posted speed limit of 45 miles per hour. But there are more than 10,000 miles of rural roads that are not posted, where the presumed speed limit is 45. If you include all of those, 85% of Maine's roads have a speed limit of 45 miles per hour or more. Crashing somewhere far from a hospital requires an even more serious response.
We have a flying ICU is essentially what we have. So whatever can be done in an ICU, we can do in the back of the helicopter. So it gets pretty intense when it comes to working.
Life flight helicopters and the paramedics inside are instrumental at keeping patients alive, either from the scene of a crash to a hospital or transporting someone who needs more intensive care to one of 3 main trauma centers.
In that case, we become the speed for the patient in the air, so we don't have to travel on main roads. About 30 years in EMS, as well as a 25-year career in law enforcement.
Riley Bryant, he's seen these incidents from all sides and says in those higher speed crashes, injuries tend to involve broken legs and internal bleeding.
We can replace that blood in flight before we get to the trauma center.
He says recovering from those types of injuries is typically
a long process.
A life-changing incident because folks have to deal with this usually for the rest of their entire life. They're always 5 or 10 minutes late and they're trying to make up that time, and that's when we see these tragic incidents happen.
It's summer in Maine. Visitors and kids out of school are adding to the number of cars on our roads. Sergeant Hansen is also a crash reconstructionist for the Maine State Police, one of about 50 across the state.
It is one of the more complex specialties that we have.
Determining from a scene exactly what happened and telling the family that a loved one is in the hospital or dead.
You're ruining someone's life, and the words coming out of my mouth, they will never forget. I get goosebumps just saying that. I have goosebumps. The look on a parent's face when you tell them that their child, who they love and care about, is never coming home. I did that to them. That's how we feel. I did that to them. It's hard to live with.
And even when the outcome is anything less than death, scenes like this one stick with him.
As he comes off the roadway and everything, he's traveling so fast that the vehicle just goes airborne into these trees, flips over, and ends up in the field on the other side over here.
Lucky to be alive.
Very lucky to be alive.
So besides the physical and the emotional toll, there's another cost to all this, and it hits your pocketbook: insurance payments. Maine Superintendent of Insurance says if you have a history of speeding violations and crashes, you will pay more. And that's unfortunate because Maine has very good rates for safe drivers. He says since the pandemic, Maine has seen fewer cars on the road, but more tickets written for speeding. Under Maine law, if you get 3 speeding tickets in a 3-year period, your insurance company can cancel your policy. If you want to watch the full interview with Sergeant Hansen, which was not only informative but very emotional, you can head to our website or mobile app and click on this article. Pat and Amanda, all this is to say, this is just speeding, right? It doesn't include the other issues like distraction that raise those risks even more.
Thank you, Chris.
That's a lot to think about.